Congressman Scott Fitzgerald, a member of the House Judiciary and Financial Services Committees. Congressman, good morning to you. Thanks for being here. What is your reaction to what the president is asking for?
Yeah, I agree with Senator Vance, conflating the different wars, especially when he knows that Ukraine is being perceived and being handled differently by the members of Congress, that it is irresponsible, and I think Senator Vance is right.
So where will this go then? I mean, you don't have a speaker in the House. Legislation cannot move. The president's going to make this message today and request today, calling it urgent. What happens?
Yeah, I mean, we had very productive meetings yesterday in conference. Jim Jordan is still very much pursuing individuals in the conference, trying to get them to commit. There's kind of a couple of different groups that he met with yesterday afternoon. So I'm still hopeful when we go to the floor at 10 a.m. today that the votes are going to be there for Jim Jordan. I've been supporting him since the minute he announced, working with him to get those votes. The list of 20 members that aren't there yet, or voted against him actually, it's for a number of different reasons. But certainly, you know, a package of aid like the president rolled out last night is that's the type of thing that needs to be kind of hashed through, and there needs to be some decisions made, and it's very difficult to do without a speaker at the helm.
Yeah, so that's what I want to ask you about this package, conflating both Israel with Ukraine. We know that 117 Republicans already voted to stop the money going to Ukraine. We've sent $113 billion there already, but the president wants more. Do you think that kind of an aid package can pass?
No, I was one of the 117 that voted against the last aid package for Ukraine. You know, we've been asking for more detail going back to the first aid package, and we just haven't received it. Not from the White House, not from any Democrat that I'm aware of in the House of Representatives has any more information than what we had on day one when Russia went into Ukraine. That's the frustrating part about it, I think, is we just don't have the information.
Well, I know that Jordan is now staying in the race. We're going to hear more today at 10 a.m., but there were reports yesterday that he was dropping out. He was backing a plan to empower the interim speaker, Patrick McHenry. What are you expecting at this press conference at 10 a.m. this morning and another, what we're expecting to be third vote?
Yeah, I think what Jim's going to lay out is his path forward. I think certainly there are a number of members now that are starting to hear from their constituents about not only do we need a speaker, but they agree that Congressman Jordan would be the right choice. So we're not sure. You know, a lot can change even overnight on where some of these members are. But like I said, I'm hopeful. Jim's going to lay out a path at 8 a.m. and we'll go to the floor at 10 and we'll have a new speaker.
I'd like to know what the issues are with these 20 GOP holdouts. We've got one of them speaking with us from Florida. Watch this. Florida Congressman John Rutherford so far has not supported Jim Jordan. Watch.
He missed his moment of leadership when he failed Steve Scalise. And that was pretty much everybody's opinion.
He's talking about Steve Scalise, Congressman. What are the real issues? Is Jim Jordan too conservative for that 20?
No, I don't think that's the issue. Like I said, I think it's a wide range of issues. But, you know, to get way down in the weeds, there are some members that thought because the conference moved towards Steve Scalise that there should have been a little bit more of a resounding backing of him. But then when Steve decided not to continue with his bid to be the next speaker, you know, kind of the pieces fell, and you know, Jim Jordan was obviously the next choice. I think he is somebody that cuts across the demographics of the entire conference. It's pretty obvious. I mean, on the first vote, he had a wide range of members from all over the different committee structure too. So, like I said, I think Jim is still the guy that can pull this together. I'm just hopeful some of these members come around.
Well, unfortunately, we're talking all about the speaker's race, and we're not talking about the business of the people. We're not talking about the fact that what do you have now? Under 29 days until the government runs out of money again on November 17th. These investigations into the Biden family influence peddling also is taking the back burner. The Judiciary Committee has secured a closed-door interview with Hunter Biden's special counsel, David Weiss. The interview is set for November 7th. Congressman, what are you expecting to ask, and what are you expecting to hear out of this?
Yeah, again, I mean, this is something that Jim Jordan had been trying to pursue for some time. We finally get Weiss, and the attorneys are going to sit down with him, it sounds like, and he's going to try and explain the sweetheart deal that Hunter Biden was given in the first place, or trying to defend that, I guess. But it's a good example of a topic that we need to continue to pursue. And not only judiciary, but we need to get back on track when it comes to oversight and Congressman Comer. So that's why it's so urgent and so necessary for us to continue to push hard to get that new speaker in place.
Let me switch, get one of our panelists in real quick before you go. Congressman Cheryl, jump in.
Well, Congressman, we have seen in the last 48 hours, when it comes to some of your colleagues, stories of death threats. They're getting phone calls because of the uproar and the upheaval that has happened as you try to find and nominate a new speaker, whether it's Jim Jordan or someone else, as well as calls from constituents that are very angry. We're hearing stories of staff on the Hill being cursed out. Is that true? Are you hearing those stories? And has it gotten a little bit better in the last day?
Yeah, I think the whole conference is concerned about it. It's real. It's really been happening in some offices where there's just belligerent constituents kind of calling in, just completely upset, first and foremost, because we don't have a speaker, but then secondly, because they want their member of Congress to support a specific candidate. So completely unnecessary. It's unfortunate. And all the members of the conference are really upset about what's going on.
Well, I mean, it seems so reckless that Kevin McCarthy would step down when there was no plan in place. Shouldn't he have stayed the speaker until you actually had a runner-up or another nominee that you knew could get through?
Well, I mean, when the vote came up to vacate the seat, I mean, that's the rules of the floor in the House. So there's not much that could have been done about that other than, I didn't support it. And obviously, 95% of the conference didn't support it. We didn't, I think, understand kind of how difficult this process would be to get back to the place where we could get Kevin McCarthy or anyone else in that conference elected as the next speaker. So, I mean, all these things are pressures that are pushing against each other right now. It's making it very difficult.
Absolutely. Yes, it is. Congressman, thank you. We'll be watching all of this. Scott Fitzgerald joining us this morning.
Thanks, Maria.
In D.C. Thank you, sir. We'll be right back. Stay with us.